Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. This is the chart review for the S&P 500 ES Futures 2000 tick chart for the week of 6/23. We're going to do the full week in this video. It was a crazy week this week. We had Fed Chair Powell testifying before Congress 2 days at 10 o'clock, both days. I think it was Tuesday and Wednesday. You have some geopolitical news that was kind of crazy for the markets, so there wasn't a lot of volume, but the 2000 tick ES and the even the micro ES chart continue to perform well throughout all the chaos. So if you're tired of the 1 minute chart, if it's too noisy, but you also don't want to go all the way up to the 5 minute chart on futures, the 2000 tick chart on the ES is probably the way to go. If you're doing NQ, I might try to go down to the 1000 tick chart, but you'll have to look at the NQ and the MNQ if you trade that and figure out what tick combination you want to trade, because the 2000 tick chart on the NQ it seems to be a bigger chart, and then if you go down to the MNQ, it's also a little different because there's a difference in volume. But we're looking at the ES S&P 500 today on the 2000 tick chart, so let's get into it. So we have, this is the 21 EMA and the normal MACD, and here's your first setup right here. This is an engulfing candle. I personally wouldn't have taken this setup because it's so far up. I like to take them down here. But if you like engulfing candles and that's your setup, you can go for it. Here's my trade right here, even though it's also a little bit away from the EMA, is this candle sweep here. So it comes down bearish, comes back up and closes bullish, and you would put your entry one tick above here. So that works out. That's a 2-to-1. The engulfing candle is also a 2-to-1. But here is an ABC move. This is what I call a normal ABC. Some people won't call this an ABC. They'll just call this a one-wave pullback. But you got to move down. You have a bullish candle close up and then another move down. And then you have the candle sweep, and then entry would go here above this candle. And you get your, it looks like you get another 2-to-1, at least a 1.5. You get another pullback here after the ABC, or after the one-legged pullback, as some people would call it, and you get another candle sweep here. Entry right here, one tick above the bullish candle, and then you get another 2-to-1 here. Here you get a nice pullback right into the gap here, and you have a very nice wicky candle sweep, but you get stopped out. Here is a real ABC move. So it's an ABC with a Gann swing. Wave 1, wave 2. This candle here breaks this candle's high, comes down. You get another candle sweep, perfect signal bar, entry here, and you get stopped out. So that ABC move doesn't work. It's a bigger correction or a change of trend. In a case where you have a real ABC with a Gann swing in the middle, and then you have a failure and you get stopped out, I will now count this as a 2B pattern. So here is the swing, here is another swing here. This candle breaks the low, and then you can enter here. So it's kind of like a swing failure pattern, but it doesn't have to. In this case, it is a swing failure pattern as well as a 2B. And your entry would go here. It doesn't look like you get it. Some traders will target the 21 EMA and then set to break even, but I'm going for a 1-to-1 in all cases at least. and this is another stop out. So 3 stop outs in a row on this move. You do get a candle sweep entry here. You're under the 21 EMA. Here's your bearish candle. Entry would go here. You get a 1-to-1, and you get, if you can make it through this, if you didn't put your stop to break even and you make it through this, you get a 2-to-1 or more. Here's another ABC move right here. 1, 2, 3. This candle breaks this candle's low. Then you have a bearish Rob Hoffman IRB candle. Entry would go here. It's also a Gann entry, so this candle here breaks this candle's low. You don't have the bearish signal bar in this case, so it's not a candle sweep. But you'll enter here, and it's another 2-to-1. Very nice trade there. You get another candle sweep entry here, but I'm not sure I would have taken it because of the pullback where it closes. Some traders will take this move here bearish and enter here to get the good risk to reward, but I would probably ignore this even though it was a winner. Looks like at least a 1.5. Here's another candle sweep to the upside. It looks like also possible ABC. It looks like a double top here. But that's a stop. Here's another one of those bearish entry candles. And it also closes back up a little bit. Not sure about that. But if you took it, you got another nice move down. You could also take this second entry pullback here. So you have a move down, then you have a move up. First swing up after the move down, and then a great signal candle here. That's also a 2-to-1. You have another ABC move here. Move up, move down, move up. Nice signal candle. It's not necessarily a sweepy candle, but it's a double top here and an engulfing candle. You get another 2-to-1. A lot of ABC moves this week. I'm really glad to see that because that means the market is moving like it's supposed to. Well, let's not say like it's supposed to. Let's say the way I want it to move at least. Here's the first pullback after the ABC. Another nice signal candle, but it's another one that kind of closes up a little doji candle, but it works out, another 2-to-1. And here's another ABC move. First move up, move down, move up. And you don't get the good signal candle here. You don't get the engulfing. You don't get the candle sweep, but you get the break. So it's you could call this a ABC 2B because this candle closes up above this swing in an ABC move, and then the entry would be here, another 2-to-1. It's only noon and you have all these setups already. Well, this was Monday, so I think Tuesday when it started to slow down a bit. I wouldn't have taken this engulfing candle, signal candle here, but I think it's a 1 to 1.5 at least because of this big move. These things are sketchy because you can come back up and take you out and form an ABC. Here's a signal candle here, nice pullback, nice signal candle, nice bearish candle off the EMA. It doesn't trigger because your entry would have been here. You do get an ABC here, but I think it's a failure. I think you get stopped out. So you have a move up, bearish candle, move back up, and then the entry candle would have been here. Your entry goes here, right under the candle, and comes down and then stops you out. So we start a bullish move here. You get a nice candle sweep entry. on this signal candle here. Entry would go here, stop loss here. It's another 1.5 at least. So you have a pullback. You have a signal candle. My rules tell me that I don't enter this because it's under the 21 EMA. And that would have saved me a stop here. But it depends. You have another ABC move here. 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure I would have taken this because this move is such a small move compared to this one. And it's under the EMA. Looks like it could be a winner. But so after the ABC, I'm going to look for, this is a failed ABC, and I'm going to look for the 2B pattern. This candle here closes down below this swing, and the entry would go here. It looks like you're back to one of those 1-to-1s or up to the EMA. At the very least, I think we should say that it's a break-even stop or a take profit. It looks like a 1-to-1, but sometimes it can be misleading. Remember that when you're doing back testing, unless it's very clear that you exited the trade at a 1-to-1, either take the time to measure it out or just count it as a break even and don't count it at all in your back testing. So we're going to count this as a break even. And here's another 2B pattern here. This candle closes down below this swing. This is a great one because it's a huge trade. It's at least a 2-to-1 and more if you hold on. So we get above the 21. We get this inside bar pullback. Now, I wouldn't have taken this because I don't trade inside bars anymore. I used to trade them on the 5-minute, but it's a great trade if you take it. But in my entry rules, this is the same type of trade. This is an engulfing candle. Great signal bar, but I don't take the engulfings anymore. I only take those candle sweeps. Getting later into the day, it's 1:30 here. You have another nice ABC move. You move down, move up, a move down, swing down. Great entry bar here, 2-to-1. Here's a nice pullback, but I don't get the entry here. I don't get the right signal bar. Here's another ABC move. It's a lot bigger, but just go like this. And this is a signal candle, a swing failure pattern, and a 2B. This candle closes down below this swing, creates an ABC move, entries here above the candle. Looks like you get at least a 1-to-1, maybe a 1-to-2. So multiple setups in one right here. Getting a little more messy here around the 2 o'clock hour. Here's a good signal bar. You get stopped out. There's another ABC move here. Looks like you get stopped out on this one too. Here's another ABC move here. You're below the EMA. One, two, three. This is also a signal bar, a Rob Hoffman IRB candle, a swing failure pattern, and a 2B after an ABC. And it looks like you get a 1.5 at least. Great trade at the end of the day after these stop outs up here. So now you've got a big move up, getting another ABC move. Might be a record for ABCs on the 2,000 tick chart. So you get a move down, swing up, swing down, perfect signal candle, boom, 2 to 1. Very nice. You have a regular ABC without the Gann swing here. Move down, bullish candle, move back down. Here's an inside bar. Like I said, I don't take the inside bars. Here's the candle break right here. So that would be the first Gann swing up after an ABC. And boom, another 2 to 1. So you're in a 3 o'clock hour. I don't trade after the 3 o'clock hour. So I wouldn't have taken these. I'd be gone. The charts will be shut down. But that's Monday. Let's go on to Tuesday. And I think the rest of the week is going to be a lot shorter because this was a lot of volume on Monday. Let's check it out. Go on to Tuesday. Tuesday morning. Here's the open. Start at 10 o'clock. You have this correction here. You don't really get a good signal bar. And you have this 2B pattern right here. This is a little big, but you got this bar. It's the bar that closes under this swing, and then it breaks here. So what you could do, and I don't want to say this because it did work out here, but if you don't want to take this candle size, this stop, you could wait till a close over the EMA and then your first move down, your first bearish candle. It's also, I think, well, I was going to say it does break this candle, so it does look like a Gann swing, but I can't tell what happened first. If it came down here, then came back, and then came down, or if it broke up and then came down. So we won't count that. We'll just count it as a bearish bar. But your entry would be here. This is a reversal. And stop would be here, and you get your 2 to 1. Nice inside bar here, but I wouldn't have taken that. Here's a good signal bar. You get the candle sweep. Very small bar. Good risk to reward. Boom. Entry goes here. Stop is here. Looks like you get your 2 to 1. Here is this is what I call a regular ABC move. You have a move down, bullish candle, move back down. You have the inside bar here. You would have taken this and you get stopped out. So here is your real, let's change this up. Here's your real ABC right here. Move down, first swing up, come down. This entry would go here, right above this candle. The candle is a 2B pattern, and it's also a Rob Hoffman IRB retracement candle. And you get your 2 to 1. You have another ABC here. I call this, like I said, a regular ABC. Instead of it's basically, I call this a regular ABC instead of a Gann ABC, where you have a real swing in the middle for wave 2. So you have a move down, bullish candle, another move down, entry would be here. It's also I wouldn't call this a swing failure pattern because there's no swing in the middle. So I guess I can't say that. Here's a good 2 candle formation and an entry here above this sweep candle, and you get your 2 to 1. You get a real ABC here. It's a Gann ABC. 1, 2, 3. No real sweepy signal bar, but you could have taken the break of this. It's also a 2B because it closes below this swing. And since this is so close to the bottom, you could wait for this bullish signal candle here. and put your entry here, and you get your 2 to 1. If you miss this, you can take the first pullback. You get a really good signal candle right here. You get another ABC here. It's hard to tell the type of ABC move because this candle is one of those situations like we saw before. This candle breaks the top of this candle, but you can't tell what happened first. But we'll count this as a regular ABC. And you get your good signal candle here. It's a Rob Hoffman retracement wiki candle, and I don't think you get your 2 to 1, but you get your 1.5, it looks like. We also have a bigger ABC. We'll move this. I don't think I would have taken this because it's below the EMA and it's such a big move. I like taking my trades either somewhere here above the EMA, or if it's a realistic move that goes below a little bit, it's okay to take. This is a little bit much for me, but we'll look at the 2B entry would be above this candle. The signal candle entry would be here, and you get stopped out on that one. The 2B candle, you get a 2 to 1. And you get another, if you did take this, you do get another 2B entry and a swing failure entry on this candle right here. Entry would go here. So there's a couple different ways you could have played that. You get another ABC here. Gonna move down, Gann swing up, move down, signal candle, you get stopped out. But you have a 2B entry on this candle here. This candle closes below this swing. Your entry would have been above the candle, and you get a 2 to 1. Here is a normal 2B. Actually, it's a Gann 2B. Move down, move up. This candle breaks this candle's top. That's a Gann swing. Move down. If you take the break of this candle, it looks like the stop holds if you were one tick below. You also could have waited for this entry candle here. Great signal bar. That's a 2 to 1. All right, that's 3 o'clock. Let's move on to Wednesday. Looks like you get a big move up, move down. Looks like you get an ABC move here, but it's above the EMA. I'm just not gonna take that. Here's a failed ABC here. Move up, move down, move up. Let's just move on. We'll just consider that a stop, a loss. All right, you get a nice ABC move here. Move down, swing up, swing down. This is the 2B setup or the swing failure pattern above this candle, and you can also take this signal bar here and you get your 2 to 1. is another ABC. Move down, swing up, swing down, signal candle. That's a loss. You get entered here, come back, takes you out. You have another swing failure. This candle closes below this. It's also a 2B entry, and you lose that one too. Here's a nice 2B right here, or ABC. A lot of ABC moves this week. Move up, move down, move up. This is the 2B entry under this candle. And if you, well, you probably wouldn't have taken that unless you were only taking those types of setups. Here is the perfect signal candle here. It's bullish, it's a sweepy candle, and you get your 2 to 1. Another ABC here. I'm gonna have to come up with a better name for this one. This is really a normal ABC move. And then the one that I kind of look at as well is when you have this move up, bearish candle. There's no swing here. Move back up, and then a signal candle. That is also a loss. Your entry would go here. You get stopped out. So here's your normal ABC with the Gann swing. Give a move up, move down, move up. Here's your signal candle, and it's also a stop out. And here's your 2B entry. Right here, this candle, and if you take that, you get stopped out as well. So messy price action around noon. That could be considered some days. Powell is talking right now. So here is a nice candle sweep. Looks like you get your 1 to 1. No, probably not, right? So it's either a break-even stop or a loss. Here is a really nice move that I used to take a lot. So you come up, there's a correction above the EMA, you have an impulse down. Right under the EMA, you have either a bearish or a bullish candle in this case, and also sometimes it's a Gann swing, sometimes it's not. But then your stop would go, or your entry would go here, stop would go here, boom, you get your 2 to 1. I don't take those as much anymore. In fact, I haven't taken them probably in a few months, but it's something to look at if you want a very kind of easy. Here, we'll look at one here. Here is a failed. You have your bullish candle entry here, and then another failure. See, what you want to do is, instead of just waiting for the close, make it so there's a reason to take the trade. Like in this case, it's an impulse up, it's a trap, traps everybody here, and then an impulse down. If this would have been a big ABC 1, 2, 3, if this would have broken the low, then I would have taken this one or this one, and that would have also been a win. But because this wasn't a completed pattern here, and it's just choppy, I wouldn't have taken any of these. But it is something to think about. Here is a signal candle that doesn't work out. You get stopped out. Here's another one of those moves. Breaks this structure, comes down, comes back up. It's a Gann swing. Your entry would have been here. You get stopped out. This is you kind of want this move to happen not way down here, kind of right under the EMA, similar to this. You have another trap here a move up, then a move down, right back to the EMA, and then your entry would have been here, and that one works out. So enough about those one candle reversals or two candle reversals. Let's get back to the ABCs, and we're after 3 o'clock. So, but here's one. It's a very nice one, so we'll look at it. I wouldn't have taken it because my charts would have been closed. But move up, down, up, signal candle here. Great move. Here is your 2B entry right here, but you don't need that because you have this signal candle right here. So we'll move on to Thursday. Great way to start the day here. You have an impulse up, break structure, ABC. This could have been your only trade today. Move down, move up, move down. You get the nice signal candle here. Technically this, oh no, never mind. 1, 2, 3, perfect signal candle. You don't need this candle break entry here because you have this one. Boom. That's probably the best trade of the day. Here's another ABC move here. Move down, move up, move down. Perfect signal candle again. You get your 1 to 2. Here's a nice signal candle here after the move up above the EMA, and it stops you out, traps, and then another signal candle. It's also a Rob Hoffman inventory retracement bar, and you get your 2 to 1. Here is a nice candle sweep, and you get stopped out on this one. Your entry would have been there. Come back down, stops you out. Looks like this is also an ABC. At the very least, it's an equal top, it looks like. Here is your candle break entry, or your 2B entry would be here, but you get this nice signal candle. This is the first swing up. You get stopped out. And like I said before, after a failed ABC, I look for a 2B pattern, and this bar closes below this swing. It's also a swing failure pattern. It's also a bullish candle, and boom, entry goes here, 2 to 1. Some people would have taken this. It's like an engulfing candle. I wouldn't have taken it, but this is a nice pullback. Rejection off the EMA, engulfing candle. Great move, 2 to 1. Here is another ABC. You have a move down, swing up, swing down, perfect entry here. This is 3 entries in 1. It's a 2B pattern because this is the bar that swings down under this. It's a swing failure pattern because it closed up above this low here. And it's a signal candle, bullish, and we go for the 2 to 1. Here is a regular ABC. Move down, bullish candle, move back down, candle break here, you get your 2 to 1. Here's an inside bar that worked out. I don't really take those anymore. I wait for these, which is also an ABC. Like I said before, crazy number of ABC moves this week. Move down, swing up, swing down, signal candle. Let's see what we got here. 94 to 93.47. Let's just say that's 1 point, and so we need to get to 95.60. Okay, so it looks like that would have been a 1-to-1 for 1 point. You have a quick move down after that. You get the first Gann swing. If you wanted to take that reversal, that would have worked out. It's a little big. I like it to be real tight. That way your stop doesn't have to be this large, because a lot of times, like we've seen in the past, it comes down and then reverses. So we have an ABC move here, right after the move down. You have a move up. Looks like that is 1 tick above this bar here, so I can't tell if it's a Gann swing down. We're going to count this as an ABC though. 1, 2, 3. Your entry would have either been below this candle or below this candle here, and you get your 1-to-1, probably a 1.5. And you get a bigger correction. This candle is I don't think it's a swing failure pattern, but it's really close. It might be. And it's also your 2B setup, and you get your 1-to-1. Yeah, and you have an impulse up. And move down. You have your engulfing candle after a rejection. That's a good setup, but I don't take those setups. And we're in the 3 o'clock hour, and we'll move on to Friday. Pretty good day, week so far. You had some hiccups on Tuesday and Wednesday because of some outside events, but like I said, this 2,000 tick chart is a little cleaner than the 1 minute, and it gives you a lot of different setups. So we're looking at the 2Bs and the candle sweep signal bars and the ABC moves here. But there's more where that came from. So if you're looking for a good chart to take away the noise a little bit, this 2,000 tick chart it might be for you. Like I said before, if you're not trading it on the ES, you might need to adjust the tick size to make it the size that you want. Here is a signal bar here, but it's so close to the top. It actually breaks the top, so I wouldn't have taken that. Here's a little one. Great move there. Great signal bar here. It's a candle sweep. Entry here. Here's one. It's a trap. It comes up, comes back down, traps everybody. Signal bar, 1-to-1. You have a big ABC move here after a big move up. Understandable. Where we got? Move down, swing up, swing down. Your entry is either at the top of this candle or this candle, which lines up perfectly with the 2B setup at the above of this candle, because this is the candle that closes down, and you get your 2-to-1. Here's another ABC move here. This looks like a failure. Move down, move up, move down. The entry would probably be here, and you get stopped out. And a swing failure after a failed ABC, I'd be looking for a 2B setup. That is this candle right here. It closes down below the swing. Entry is here, and you get your 2-to-1. Big move. Here's your first pullback. Right here, if you take that signal bar, you get stopped out, come back down, traps you, and don't really get a good setup here. I wouldn't have taken the break of this candle, and this candle didn't sweep below, so I would have left that alone. A really aggressive trader could just take the breakout here, but your stop would have been pretty big. It works out in this case, but I personally wouldn't have taken that. Here's a nice ABC here. Let's see if it works out. It does. Move down, swing up, swing down, and the break of this candle is one entry if you were looking for that, and you have an engulfing candle. So if you want to wait for the bullish setup, here it is. You get your 2 to 1. All right, you have a move down, breaks the structure here. Could be a reversal setup. You would want to look for a correction, and you have a perfect ABC move here. Move up, bearish bar, move back up, bearish candle sweep, entry here, you get your 2 to 1. If you missed that, right afterwards, here's another great candle sweep here. Comes up, sweeps the top, closes bearish, you get your 2 to 1. Here's a little ABC, nice and tight. Move up, swing down, move up, bearish setup, bearish signal bar, boom, get your 2 to 1. If you missed that, you can take this entry here. I wouldn't have taken it because it's not a bearish candle, but if you wanted to take that, it's a Rob Hoffman candle. Very nice. Here's an engulfing candle that closes up. Not the best setup, but if you are aggressive, you can enter right here, right at the candle close. Don't even wait for it to break the bottom. Like I said, I don't think I wouldn't have taken that because I don't take engulfing candles anymore. I just take the candle sweeps on these one-legged pullbacks. Here is another ABC. Move up, you get a bearish candle, then you get your sweep below this candle. Could be considered a swing. Here's your inside bar setup. I would have waited for the break, and that's a little bit bigger stop than I'd be looking for here. But if we were looking for the right signal, you would take it that, and then it's a 1 to 1. Here's another ABC move here. Move up, swing down, move up. This is actually a loss. Your stop would have been below this candle here. Swing back up. So we'll be looking for the 2B setup, which is this bar. Entry goes below this bar, and it closes above this swing, and we enter here 2 to 1. Here's a nice one-legged pullback, 2-candle formation. You got your bullish candle, candle sweep, bearish, 2 to 1. Here's another one of those ABC moves that fails, but you do get your 2B set up afterwards. Again, move up, swing down, swing up, stop, entry below this candle, because that's the first Gann swing down. You get stopped out, but this candle, the bearish candle here right off the EMA, is your 2B setup. Since it was the candle that broke this swing and your stop goes below, you get your 2 to 1. Very nice move. I would be very happy with this trade. Even though you lost and then you got your, if take the loss and then you take your 2 to 1, you're up 1 unit. If you just take another 1 to 1, then you're break even for this little trade setup there. Here is another one of those 2-candle formation pullbacks. You have a bullish candle, a bearish candle that sweeps the high, comes back down, entry here, you get stopped out. Move up above the EMA, all the way back down. Don't really have a setup there. And you do have an ABC move here. And 1, 2, 3. Stop is here. Stop entry is here. And you get stopped out. So not a great trade to end the day there. It's 257. I wouldn't have taken that trade, even though I trade until 3 o'clock. Your rules may differ. Here's a really nice reversal setup like we talked about earlier. We have a kind of a corrective move up. Then you get your little bullish candle right off the EMA. And you have a candle sweep. First Gann swing above the EMA. Entry is here. Boom. This is the 3 p.m. Friday melt up, it looks like. So let's look at this a little bit before we close this out. Here's another, it's a 3 candle formation. 1, 2, 3. Candle sweep. Entry here, 2 to 1. Engulfing candle sweep after these 2 bars. Entry here, 2 to 1. Here's the first pullback after this move. Doji candle. Probably not the best setup. If you're aggressive, enter here after candle close. If you wait, put your entry above the bullish candle sweep setup right here, and you get your 2 to 1. Here is an engulfing bar failure, and then it's just the profit taking after the melt up on Friday. So there's your week of June 23rd. With the full week, all the setups, the one-legged candle sweep entries, the ABCs, the 2Bs, and a couple reversal setups we looked at. I hope this will give you some insights for trading the S&P 500 futures on the 2,000 tick chart. Maybe next week we'll change it up and do the 1,000 tick chart on the NASDAQ. And I have some other videos on the channel, some good back testing videos, trying to do some live streaming. No one shows up for the live stream right now, but I'm kind of doing it just as a journal because I can get the trades recorded, and at the same time I can post in the comments what I was thinking before and after. So it's kind of cool. I did it twice last week, so if you want to check it out. And I got more videos coming this weekend and next week. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.